How the heck are you, everybody? I am Fastidious. Welcome to my channel and welcome to a guide for Trial of the Infernal Stage 12. This is Infernals 12. Let's do it. This is a very timing, end hero, difficult, specific kind of stage. So I'm going to walk you through the strat immediately. Then I will give as many alternative hero replacements as I can afterwards. I'll show the builds, but this is the kind of stage where you do need a couple key heroes. I do not know of a single strategy that does not include at least one of the four of Twinfiend, Setram, Sealatu, and Soul Cadens. In this comp, we are using Sealatu and Setram. They're kind of irreplaceable for this strategy, so my apologies if you don't have them. The other ones can all be cycled out. Besides, you need Pyros, and then you need Autumn, or certainly Dolores. Without further ado, let's get into it. Afterwards, I'll show you the builds. They're pretty solid, but you'll see we leave some damage on the table, so there's room for improvement. But this is going to be, I think, the way most people clear it. Without further ado, let's do it. Timings are tight, so I'll walk you through it. It's frustrating. First thing we gotta do is place Sealatu. Place her one up, not in this back tile, but one up. That is so she can reach the guys that are going to come in these back two tiles right in front of the portal. Then we place Dolores. Dolores and Autumn are key here. Autumn with the crit rate boost and the crit damage boost. Dolores obviously with the big inspiration. Plus, both of them are in invigoration sets, right? So here she's placing on Sealatu a plus 10% post-deployment attack boost, and Autumn will do the same for Setram in just 1 minute. Throw this thing on 2x. We're going to wait till we get to 20 cost so we can place Setram. We're going to place him in this square. It's important that you place him in this square. I'll explain in 1 second once he's actually down. You'll see his ult range does fill this out, so you could place him 1 square back, but then when he's not ulting, he won't be able to get basic attacks off on the boss, on this Navras boss, and won't be able to generate more rage, and we really need him to get his rage up. So now we can place Autumn right here. You'll see she's in the invig, so she has placed it on Setram. Lovely. Right when we get to 10 costs, we'll already trigger Sealatu. That is the timing I find that works best. We want her picking off those units, and her ult lasts long enough that it will be ready when we do our big Focus Fire Pyros ult. Next thing, we're going to place Hex. You can replace Hex here with, I guess I said I was going to say at the end, but someone like Amani would be a great replacement. Just someone that can do some proper damage. It might take a little bit more of a build, but put him here. Originally, I was putting Aylin here so she could also heal Sealatu. However, the comp's going to fall apart regardless if we don't two-shot the boss, so no reason to have Sealatu being healed. If she gets to that point, she's going to die anyway. So this way, Hex is in range of Dolores. We want as many big DPS heroes in range of Dolores and Autumn as possible. This is so, Pyros doesn't get boosted by them. He gets boosted by the damage everyone else is focusing towards him, so we want all the other auxiliary units that he lords over to be as potent as possible. I hope that makes sense. So Hex is doing a little bit of damage and helping the bottom lane. The biggest thing he's doing is also contributing to the focus fire. So we wait. As soon as Setram is ready, we're going to trigger him and then go right down the line. We can trigger all these guys ahead of time because they have pretty long ults, and Pyros has a pretty fast ult, and he will do his blast already halfway through the ult. We can trigger Hex, again, even though there's no one in range. It's so when we use Pyros in just 1 second, and as you'll see, he'll be nearly ready to ult instantaneously because he has huge initial rage. Pretty nice to just use Pyros. Use them already, so Pyros is good to go. And this is nice. You can kind of just, as soon as Pyros is ready, trigger that ultimate, and it should line up just about right. We do want Dolores, certainly Dolores, but ideally Autumn too, still ulting to be boosting them. But you'll see, yeah, look at that. Right when he hits halfway, they still have her ulting a bit. It's kind of perfect timing. So we're going to have a big blast here, and we should be somewhere in the teens. Doesn't really matter. You'll see we've got a decent amount of DPS, not enough to one-shot. Many people could have one-shot the boss right there. I actually did that on my account. However, with a lot less DPS than you just had, because we were pretty close, you can two-shot. You really only need to be taking, I think, probably to about 35%, maybe 30%, between 65 and 70%. Because, when the second big shot comes, and we're kind of all just going to be sitting here waiting for that right now, he's going to have regenerated a lot of health because we won't be taking down those shields. You can check out the boss mechanics if you don't know what I'm talking about. Don't have time for that in this guide. But right now we just kind of sit and wait, and we're going to time it out perfectly, hopefully, to do that one more time, and it's GG. There is one more tricky thing. We can place Orym here, I'll just quickly say. You could place him back one. Since Hex is back in this tile, he'll have both these tiles protected. No reason not to place him in Dolores range, just so he gives a slightly bigger boost to Pyros. Doesn't really matter, but yeah, like I said, no reason not to do it. But I will say, so these guys over here, 4 of them are going to come out from this portal over here. It's really, really important. We kill them, which Sealatu will do pretty handily, but then we kill the boss before he revives them with Grave Call. It's really tricky. So it's a very tight timing, and now everything else for the rest of the fight is just leading up to that perfect timing, so hopefully I nail it here, and I can show you guys exactly how to do it properly. We wait. And basically, I'm using my timer thing, and it's going to be different for everybody, so you have to feel it out yourself. You can find different visual indicators. For this specific comp, we're waiting until we're at 55 costs. That's what we're going to be doing here. So what we can do, and that's coming up with Setram, and it's really to time it out perfectly to fit in on a shield and then fit the ult and get the blast and kill everybody before he can revive these 4 that Zeal2 is about to kill. So as soon as Zeal2 and Hex come up, we can trigger them. But we wait with everybody else. We just hit that 55 cost. I'm actually slightly late, so let's go down the line. We trigger Setram, the 2 boosters, and then you can just trigger Aurum, because why not? And then as soon, let's see. As Autumn is just before halfway left with her ult, we are going to trigger Pyros. And hopefully it all lines up just beautifully. So you can see he brings another shield, but we're already got him down a ton, and this should be a huge blast with a little bit of Setram ult left at the end. Let's see if we can do it, and we should. There you go. Just make it in time. So before I was waiting a little long, and we would do a ton of damage, and we would kill the boss, but not before you saw he was counting down on that grave call, not before he resurrected all these guys over here. So the trick is, you've got to do it a little bit earlier. You won't take it all down, but you'll have a little bit of Setram ult left at the end. If we have a little bit more DPS, it would not be a problem. Setram is in his exclusive artifact, so it helps, but keep in mind, it's only a couple seconds. It's only 5 seconds. We only needed about 2 or 3, so you can just make up the DPS that way. He's also not crit capped for this specific build. We can get away with that because of his passive, but that's another thing that could help. After that, you're kind of done. These guys are done. They weren't able to be revived. We can just pick up Pyros now. He's not doing anything. Throw this thing on 2x, and yeah, get ready to clean it up. Woo! The timing is very tight, guys. I really hope that helps. So it looks like 56 worked too for me. And then it's really important to do it not too early into Autumn and Dolores' ult, but not too late either. So for me, it was like just before half left on Autumn's ult. And now we wait, man. We clean this thing up. I guess I can already start walking you through some replacements. I can even just throw this on auto ult. Nothing's going to go wrong now. We just got to kill these 3 guys. Come on. Kind of just waiting for Hex's ult to come up. Setram also. I mean, his range is crazy. He can take care of these 2. But yeah, some other replacements. Setram for this comp, irreplaceable. Zeal2, irreplaceable. Ajax could be a great replacement for Hex. You know, you don't need a healer if you bring Titus. You just might need a better build on your Titus than our Aurum. Titus can obviously, he can't be healed, but he has some regenerative properties of his own. I'll show you the stats. Setram and Zeal2, the comp is really built around them. Ajax, I think I just said that. He could go in Hex's spot if you happen to have him. Amani is a beautiful choice. Nocturne is a very good choice. Potentially even Azoth, probably would need full awakenings, but he works. They're not even letting me into the fight now that we cleared it to show you guys. But what I can do, guys, sorry, I was worried I had power dominance off, so I had to go check the footage, but no, I had it on, but no, in fact, I did have it off. Let's just go to the Infernals, and I'll bring you down the line for everyone we use. So Zeal2, we went Infernal Roar, Warlord. It's good gear, guys. You could get away with worse, as I said, but you can see not even crit capped, not even 300% crit damage. We're making do. Lots of Ancients, but it's not the craziest build in the world. We have a near max Wailing Skull. Again, you could get away with a lot less. I didn't even change Nullard's build here, so we're rocking a Keen Wisdom on Dolores. Just going for that Invig set. I think that's kind of a necessity for what we're doing here, but missing out on lots of flat attacks. We're just doing our best. This is a crazy roll. It's a cool piece. She's coming in just over 12k. Going right down to Setram. Setram's build is pretty key. If you guys don't know, Setram, where is it? Over here, he'll get extra stacks of crit rate. He can go up to 22 times, so his real cap, hard cap for crit rate, as long as it's a longer battle and he's hitting the same target, it's going to be 78%. So we got away with a nicer build here with only 83%. A lot of crit damage. Setram got our best gear, so you can see 13.8. Could have done with a bit more attack, but really nice crit damage, enough crit rate, and a nice attack speed. I went for the attack speed amulet too. He was in his signature exclusive artifact. You don't need this, but then maybe you need a little bit more attack on him. You'd have to play for it yourself, but no question, you know, I've seen many people beat it with the Nether Messenger. However, Oblivion Pendant, great. It's going to be his best in slot for this fight. There's no question about it. Now to Hex, nearly max skilled. I should also say these guys are max skilled as well. If we go to Hex, he is going to be in a Spirit Siphon, maxed out, but not all the way to 25. If we go to Gear, he's in an Ageless Wrath. This piece is crazy. He's got some amazing variants. He got so lucky. I was very jealous. You can see good gear. You could get away with a lot less. He was handling it like it was nothing. But, you know, we're going to use the best build we can. Nearly crit caps. Not a ton of attack speed, but plenty attack and plenty of crit damage. Only 302, but remember, we'll get another big 30% contribution once the fight's been going on for a while from the Ageless Wrath. You can see, though, the builds are good. They're not crazy for beating a stage 12 on one that's this tricky. Aurum just went for a Guardian set, hunting for HP bonus with defense bonus substats. We didn't have the best gear for this, but, you know, we got him pretty tanky. 99k, 6700. Titus would absolutely work, and then it frees up a spot where you can bring another DPS instead of Aelin. So maybe you could bring like Azoth and Amani. Soleil is another great substitution. But that's really it. You know, you can't take out Zeal2 and Setram for this specific comp. You can replace Hex, and certainly you can get rid of Aelin if you want to go Titus instead of Aurum. That's going to be our Aurum. He's dusted up a bit, and then he's in a Bastion ring. Oh my god, where are my gosh darn Infernal heroes? I really don't like that they can at least give me that team view thing set up. Aelin, she's just in an Invig set, because why not? Going for attack bonus with some heal effects, some attack speed. You can see it. It's a pretty solid build. 13.9, 1.1 second, and 76 heal effect. For the artifact, we got her in a Bright Root ring because she's kind of full the whole time. Does not really matter. As long as she's keeping Mr. Aurum alive, it's not such a big deal. I think that's basically it, except for Autumn. Oh no, here's Pyros. Pyros, his gear really didn't matter too much because he wasn't putting out so much damage himself. You just want to make sure his ult comes back around, but since we're so conservative, it doesn't matter too much. Just make sure there's a nice chunk of attack speed. Doesn't need to be that high. And then any DPS you can build on him. We probably should have gone some attack on him, and we've got a lot better since he was out of Dolores range. I just used the same build that he had on his Twinfiend. I just ported it over, so this is a guild boss build. You can see, pretty good gear, very fast. That's always a good choice on Pyros. He is in a 1 promotion tier of Twilight. He did have a max one. I chose to go for the lower one, because why not? And then finally is going to be Autumn. So Autumn, Invig is all that really matters. We're only using the ult twice, so even though I do have her in a Tumultuous Horn, and I do have her in high attack speed and rage regen, you don't need it at all, because we were very, very conservative. I guess there's a third ult at the end that we use. That's basically it. That's basically it. The timing's super tight. If you have any specific questions, do let me know. Hope you guys appreciate it. And yeah, my apologies for this stage. You know, this one and Nightmare, I think, are super hero dependent and a huge headache. This is definitely one of the harder ones. So yeah, without Setram, you can certainly do it with Soul Cadens in the middle. Or if you guys don't know, Twinfiend's ult range expands, so you can put him off to the left. And he can get a lot of nice hits there. Aside from that, not too much you can do. Not too much you can do, at least that I know of. That's going to be Infernal 12. Big thank you to Nullard for lending me his account. Going by Kane Atwine over here. But thank you, Nullard. Appreciate it. Thank you for everybody who's watching me on Twitch while I was getting this done. And I'll see you guys very, very soon.
Fastidious.